Hello, everyone. Good morning, and thank you for coming to the weekly live for relationship communications. Welcome to this week's weekly live. I'm thrilled you are here with me. And for those of you that are joining for the first time, I'm Lisa DeToffol, and I'm the founder of Relationship Communications. It's my online community where I work with established and aspiring entrepreneurs. And today I'm going to be your host for the Relationship Communications Weekly Live, which is my weekly live stream show that airs every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I do hope you'll add that to your calendar and make plans to join me every Friday morning at 10 a.m. And my goal here is to share tactical and practical information to help you get where you want to go faster than you can get on your own. I've been an entrepreneur for 7 years. I've made many mistakes, and I'm here to tell you I can help you move through them more quickly by sharing what I have learned through my experiences. So let me know if you're here live with me and where you're coming in from. And we are also streaming in various different places. So again, thank you for joining me. But if you are joining through our YouTube channel, please do hit that subscribe button or ring that bell so that you can be notified every time that we go live. So today we're going to be talking about productive and busy is not the same. Are you productive in your business, or are you just busy in your business? So we're going to break that down a little bit and talk about it in a few minutes. But before we dive into our topic, I want to introduce myself. When I was a preschool teacher back in 2017 and 25 years prior to that, I had dreamed of working from home. But I had been through 2 messy divorces and been a single mom twice, and it just didn't seem possible at that time. I was the breadwinner for my household and was scared to take that chance and go out and do anything on my own. Then I met my husband in 2012, and that is when I could see the possibility of my dream coming true. However, it was not an easy task. With his support, I started a training program to learn how to build a virtual assistant business in 2018, which showed me also how to start my own business. By the end of that program, I had a couple of clients and have continued to grow my business. And now the Tiger Eye Solution team that was established in 2021 every single year. So my life looks a little bit different than it did back then. This is my family, my husband, Jeff, my children, Caleb, Matthew, and Alyssa, and my grandchildren, John Price, Hattie Joe, and Anakin, which all keep me very busy and keep me on my toes for sure, right? So again, today, we're talking about productive and busy is not the same. So today we're talking about wasted day syndrome. Okay, that's another definition of that. So let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. Wasted day syndrome, where you get to 5 o'clock and you realize, oh, I've been so busy, but you're not really sure what you've been doing, or you haven't spent any time moving the needle in your business towards new clients or getting work completed or things like that. So let's dive into that a little bit, okay? First, we have to acknowledge that productive and busy might feel the same, but they are not the same. And if we are not dedicated in our planning strategies, it's easy to get off track. You really have to be specific when you're planning your day, your week, etc. It's easy to get discouraged too, right? It's easy to feel like we keep trying to move forward and we're not really getting anything done. And that's because we have to decide ahead of time what the goals are. What are your goals for that specific day? What are your goals for that specific week? Okay. Where are you going to spend your time? So if you have been around me for a little while, you know I'm a big fan of definitions. So let's look at the definition of productivity. Productivity is a measure of efficiency of a person, machine, factory, system, etc., in converting inputs into useful outputs. Let me say that again. Productivity is the measure of efficiency of a person, machine, factory, system, etc., in converting inputs into useful outputs. So let that sink in for just a moment. So let's think about useful outputs. So outputs that are going to get you closer in your business, closer to where you want to be, to reaching your goal. So getting all your contacts in one place so you can keep in touch with them and generate business, that's a useful output. Organizing your files or spending 2 hours on your about page on your website just to get everything exactly specifically perfect. Not so much a useful output. And it's easy to get lost in those and to elevate the importance of things like that. Okay, I think I'm getting back to where I need to be. Give me just a moment. Sorry. Okay, guys, I think we are back. Thank you for standing by. I think we were getting ready to go into the tips for staying focused. Just a second, let me readjust some things on my end. Thank you. All right. My apologies for the tech issues. I am not sure exactly what happened, but we are going to move forward with the rest of our live, okay? So, tips to stay focused. Number one, you want to make your workspace efficient. And what I mean by that is you need a designated workspace. We've talked about that before. You need a place where you can just sit down and work. Now, often I've heard the office is in the home is a place where stuff gets stuck. We don't want that in the living room. Let's put it in the office, sort of thing, right? So you want to make sure that it is not what is happening to you, that's not what you do, okay? You want to have your desk be clear of clutter, and you want to have the floor picked up around the desk, and if you have some piles of different things, make sure they are neat. So that when you walk in your office or in your dedicated workspace, you think, this is lovely, not, ugh, I need to get busy and move some things. Because that's that can really kind of take away your energy and a lot of what makes us productive versus busy. Okay? It's our energy we're focusing on, okay? So really think about that. So make your workspace efficient. And sometimes that just means gathering all the stuff and putting it on the dining room table and then figuring it out. And then your space is clear immediately and you can get to that productive work. And then later figure out all the stuff, what you need to do with the stuff or whatever. The next thing is I want you to think about keeping your digital life organized. And this is an important one too, guys. Your digital life are your files, your logos, your checklist, all of that. And keeping your clients' work organized as well. That's really, really important. Because if you're looking for something and you can't find it, not only is that discouraging and maddening sometimes, it's an energy suck. It's a waste of time. And when you're a business owner, you want to be efficient and effective when you're working for clients, right? So you want to make sure that you think about that ahead of time and create a folder or use a tool like Trello or Asana or something similar and put your client's name on their folder or card, depending on what you're using, to organize their files. Really, really important to do that, okay? If you haven't done that, this is worthwhile. It should be at the very top of your list of things to do, okay? But at the same time, I want you to do that more on your downtime or prime time, especially as far as organizing things for your business. Now, organizing things for your clients, yes, that should be number one. Absolutely, get that done as soon as possible. Also want you to use calendar blocking. And what I mean by this is, on Friday, as I'm closing up for the week, I take some time to look at the upcoming week. I schedule my work. I already know what I need to do, and I decide which days and when I'm going to do XYZ, right? And get the work done. So that way I'm not doing it on the fly. When I come back to my office on a Monday morning, I'm scrambling. Oh, I need to go do this. I need to go do that. That's not what you want to do, okay? I'm blocking my calendar. And I say, I have a meeting at 10 a.m. I have an appointment at 12 noon. So I need to block the time to drive to the appointment, really map out the week. And I find that it reduces stress so much when I do this versus, holy cow, it's Monday at 3 and I've been fooling around all day. I don't know what I'm doing or what I've actually gotten accomplished today or what I should be working on. Have you had those kind of days? I have in the past, but that's not the kind of days I have anymore, but I have had those in the past. So I really want you to map it out. During this hour, I'm going to work on getting my Sally's content together. Sally Jones is one of your clients, and you're doing some creative content. You're creating content for her or whatever. So during this hour, you're going to be doing Sally Jones's work. During this hour, I'm going to write my newsletter or write Sally's newsletter. Really map it out. And if you have to move it around because life happens, you can move it, but don't delete it. Okay? Yes, Monday morning at 10 a.m., I'm going to be working on Sally Jones's content and newsletter from 10 to 11:30. I'm going to be working on Sally Jones's stuff. 11 a.m., an emergency arises. Life happens. Okay, I didn't complete all Sally Jones's stuff, but that's okay. I can move it to the next day and finish it. Okay? Especially if it's not due by the next day. Then I have that space. No, I didn't complete everything I was going to do for her between 10 and 11:30 on a Monday morning because life happened. Something came up. So I only got an hour in. From 10 to 11, I worked on it. But at 11, I had to go take care of XYZ because life happens. Okay? Like I said, you can move it, but don't delete it. Remember what the priorities are. Okay? Also, I want you to track your time. Track all of your time so that you know where it's going. So, there are a couple of things here. You're a big fan, or I'm a big fan of working by the hour, okay? So when you work by the hour, it's important to make sure you know where all of your time is going so you can deduct it from the amount of time your client has paid for, okay? So it's important to track your time. And if you want to track how much time you're working on your business, if you don't have client work yet or very little client work, which is okay too, that's good because you can look back and see, what did I prioritize? What did I spend time on? And that's very important, okay? So to help you know what's happening, and it's easy to track that time, okay? Also want you to prioritize your tasks. Really look at what's important and what should happen first and next in terms of client work. Some client work, may have deadlines. Like you're publishing their newsletter. Sally Jones, I'm doing her newsletter. Okay, I didn't get it finished on Monday. I moved it to Tuesday and it's due by Wednesday. So Tuesday, I have to finish her newsletter and get it to her, right? In a very timely manner. It's due by Wednesday at 1 p.m. For her to proof it over, look it over, make any changes, whatever, because it's going out to her list on Thursday. So Tuesday I have to get it finished, right? Others, it's more flexible, but you want to make sure that you're keeping it going and you're hitting the number for billable hours every week. That's going to take you to hit what revenue goal that you want as well, okay? So the other thing I want to talk about when it comes to prioritizing is if you need to renegotiate a deadline with a client. Okay, that life happened on Monday. I did not complete all of Sally Jones's work. I moved that last 30 minutes over to Tuesday. Life happened again. And I didn't get that 30 minutes in to finish her newsletter. I need to contact Sally Jones right then and let her know. It's going to be early Wednesday morning before I can finish your newsletter. I will try to have it out to you by 2 p.m. Wednesday afternoon for you to review, and then we can get it scheduled to go out on Thursday. I have to let her know that because she's expecting me to have it finished, completed, and sent to her by end of day on Tuesday. But that's not going to happen because life happens. And I didn't get it completed, okay? That kind of thing happens sometimes, and it's okay. Right? You just have to rework things and stay in contact with the client, okay? So, I want to talk about when it comes to prioritizing if you need to renegotiate that deadline, right, with a client. Do it the second you realize that it's a problem. Okay, just like I did. I realized on Tuesday, because life happened again, that I was not going to finish Sally Jones's newsletter. So I let her know immediately that it was going to be early Wednesday morning before I could get it finished. Right? So the second you realize you're not going to be able to complete XYZ, you need to let them know. Don't wait till it's, the deadline's passed. That's really not good. Or an hour before it's due. Right? That's not good either. You probably know, that whether or not you're going to actually be able to get XYZ finished, okay? So make sure you communicate that. So I want you to hit your deadlines, but if something does come up, don't be shy. Don't ghost the client. Oh my goodness, please just let them know what's going on. I'm sorry, life happened and I'm not going to be able to complete your newsletter by end of day on Tuesday. It will be early Wednesday morning when I can get it finished. I will send it to you by 2 p.m. Wednesday afternoon for you to review. And then we'll schedule it to go out on Thursday. Just let them know. Life happens. It happens to all of us, right? Okay, and I want you to batch your work. Batching your work is really important. Here's what I mean. So I sit down and say, I'm going to work on my work for Sally today. So I look at my email inbox. I know she has been sending me some things. I look at, what it is. I read everything through once. And I'm not scrolling through my inbox looking for whatever it is. I sort my inbox so that I can see all of Sally's emails that are still in my inbox. I open my notes. I get the whole picture of what I'm going to do for Sally. And I work on Sally top to bottom. She sent me more work. When I completed that newsletter, she has sent me other things to do. Right? And so I still have scheduled more time on my calendar to do Sally's work. So during that time frame, I'm going to work on these additional things that she has sent me. All right? And I work on her stuff from top to bottom until it's time to stop. Either time to stop because I need some more input from her, or stop because the work is complete. Then I move on to the next client. So I'm not jumping all around from client to client or with my emails. I'm really staying focused and productive with the client, and I'm focused on at that given time. And sometimes you do need to jump. Sometimes something happens and a meeting's getting canceled that's important for a bunch of people. So you need to let them know. But I want to stop and look at the clock and say, I'm moving to this task now. So keep it in your head. All right, I had to move away from Sally Jones's work so I can go work on John Smith's. He has a meeting come up that he had to reschedule, so I need to go let all these people know. So I have to stop my work for Sally so I can go do John's work. And let the people that had signed up to attend his event that it has been rescheduled. So they can plan accordingly, right? So again, to this task, to John's work now. So keep it in your head that you're moving to a different task so you can be very deliberate, okay? Some of these items you have to really practice, and it takes time to get the feeling of productivity. But once you do, once you feel that, it feels so good. How does this land for you? Do you feel like you're more productive, or are you just busy? Let me know that in the comments. Sorry again for the tech issues we had today during our live, but if you do have any questions around anything I shared about productivity versus busy, let's have a conversation and see what that looks like for you, okay? I'd be happy to discuss it with you and talk you through it, of how you can maybe work through it and get to be more productive. Okay, if you're not part of our relationship communications community, I would love to invite you to come over to Facebook and join us. It's a free community to be a part of. Just head over to Facebook, put relationship communications in the search bar. It should bring it up. Like I said, it's a free community to be a part of. We do so much over there. You're welcome to introduce yourself and let us know who you are and what you do and how you help others. We would love to hear that. And we also do a once a month networking mixer. Our next mixer is going to be on November 25th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be posting more about this in the group later today. So I would love for you to make plans to come and join us next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, I would like to let you know there will not be a live next Friday due to the Thanksgiving holidays. I will be out of my office Wednesday through Friday of next week to celebrate the Thanksgiving holiday with my family. So I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving if you're here in the U.S. and you celebrate. I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will see you again soon.